Okay, now we're getting ready to do some sanding and some polishing. Uh, Before we get started here, just kind of show you here, give a little plug out to the Timo uh, polishing burrs, the 3mm shanks. If you purchase these, make sure if you use a Dremel rotary tool, you need the 3mm shanks. They come in also, not these, others that are similar, come in 2.5mm, and they're just way too small. The shanks will not fit into your tool, and you can't make them fit. They'll slip around. So just saying that. But CRC had a convention this past year, and it was really, they're really high on these. And so I bought me some, and they really work fine for sanding and polishing sharp edges and just polishing things up. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and just do a little bit showing you here how I start sanding and polishing the cross sections of the Celtic Cross. So I'll have my part here, and it's, kind of dull on the sides and needs some sanding, has some nicks and things. Very sharp points on the corners. All the edges are kind of sharp. So you want to get rid of those. And I found that these work really good on taking care of that. And they're not really rough sanding. The rubber burrs here really work good for this process of finishing up your stuff. Just take it, sand right here. It's kind of polishing, really. You could take off some material if you wanted to. And right now I'm just lightly sanding or going across. It's more polishing than sanding. The tips here are really sharp. Now these are consumable, so after you use them a lot, they'll finally, you have to change them out. Because it will eat into the bird. But anyway, before I, just want to give you an idea of that. Take my 00 or 40 steel wool here, and I'll polish off, both sides here like that. Give it a good polish down. But I'm going to get this ready, almost finished with the Celtic Cross. Just have to push it through the hole, and we'll be going from there. Okay, before I press the horizontal bar through the base coin, it needs to be annealed to make it more pliable and be a lot easier to go through the hole. I like to use the Sharpie method for just about everything except for clad. Even though this is bronze, I treat it like 0.999 silver or things like that to keep from delamination. So the Sharpie method, when it disappears, you kind of get just a pinkish glow to it. That's when you need to stop. But we need to go ahead and anneal that before we go ahead and press it through the base coin. So let me go ahead and get this going here. And I have my Sparix pickle that I like to use to quench, and then baking soda and water to rinse. It's probably not going to take that long here. You see the Sharpie beginning to disappear. The center one there is actually where I marked the center of the crossbar. I'll have to remark that so before I push it through the hole. So as you can see here, the Sharpie is disappearing. And we're just about ready. And that's good enough there. keep from splattering, I like to just cover it up when I put it in. But there we go. Go ahead and put it in the bath. Rinse it out here. And so it's annealed, and it's going to be very pliable and easy to get through and work with, because once it goes through the hole, you'll see what we're dealing with. So got it all annealed and ready to go. Okay, we're now ready to go ahead and push the horizontal crossbar into the base coin. And to do that, I'm going to use my Mega punch set lid. Here it's got a 5/8 hole, and I found that that works great for Canadian large cents and also 1/4 ounce rounds. So put that up there. I have the base coin already marked. There's the top that I want. Here's got, with my Sharpie, I've marked out where the crossbar is going to sit. So, and on the back I got some blue painter's tape on the back just to help, protect the detail in case something, scratches up a little bit. So, but you just basically place it, place the hole over the hole. Alright, got the crossbar, and I've got it marked here with a Sharpie. I took a center punch also and marked it dead center. It kind of helps line everything up. So basically, you line everything up, make sure it's centered, and then what I've done, all my stuff in here, I've utilized the medium doming push rod from the doming tool set from Legacy brand, coin ring tools, and I found that works a whole lot better than stainless steel ball bearings. But if you don't have this, you can use a 1/2 inch ball bearing to push the metal through. This is just slightly less than a 1/2 inch, but this works so much better than ball bearings. And do not try this with Delrin ball bearings. It will slip and just won't work at all. Okay, so basically just line everything up here, and this is pretty simple to do. Let me see if I got anything off. Let me just realign it, just making sure, because this is the last process, almost the last process here. There we go. I want to make sure everything is right. And just simply push material through. That's it. That's all you need to do. You'll check, this is going to go through, and you line everything up. Align everything up. So I'm not going to do that right here, but I just want to see that's the process I use to push the material through the hole. And you can do that with quarters, you can do that with anything. They have a smaller push rod that you can use for smaller coins. But that's it right there. I'll come back and we'll flatten everything out and match everything up. Okay, so far this is what I've done by hand. I've put the pieces together, kind of made some marks here. The horizontal bar, I'm going to be cutting it, clipping it off about 1/4 inch off each side. That'll make it 2 inches long when it's said and done. And This is what I consider the front with the maple leaves, and then of course the back here. But it's time to flatten it out more. Like I said, I did this much by hand and got it all kind of lined up like I want. But now it's time to go to the arbor press, and I'm going to punch it or press it with the face down and then from the back. And this is got some cotton rounds here to protect the detail. Basically, you just lay it on here. Put another copper round on top. And don't press like a madman, but just get it on there. Nice and easy. Now the sides are going to be flaring out. But you just sit there and kind of bend them the way you need to. I'm going to do it just one more time. And you don't need to solder or anything like that. The pressure, it's going to be a pressure fit. Now I'll play with it a little bit more. Like I said, I'm going to clip this off. And so far, that's really all you need to do. I'll clip these off, clean up the edges here, and probably I am going to antique it. But I'll go ahead and clip these edges off and come back. Like I said, that's not proportional right now. Okay, this is not proportional in my eyes. This needs to be shorter. Each side here needs to be just a little bit shorter. Okay, for all intents and purposes, have completed the Celtic cross. I have smoothed out our horizontal bar edges, and I have clipped them. The horizontal bar measures 2 inches, and the vertical bar is 2 3/4 inches. Usually when you use a 3/8 inch punch to punch the holes and make a ring, size it up to 11 and then reduce it to 10, that's the end result you're going to get. A 2 inch horizontal by a 2 3/4 inch vertical. But I'm not completely finished yet. I want to go ahead and antique this with liver of sulfur, just LOS, and I'm going to show you the process there. I know a lot of people have trouble using LOS, especially on copper. These Canadian cents, large cents rather, are 95.5% copper, and I've had success with LOS. So now I'm going to show you what I need to do and the processes before actually using the LOS. And after all that's said and done, I'll add a necklace to it and it should be complete.